So AEW Fight Forever looks like it's pretty much done with its DLC, based off of how they're wording the 4th season pass and the fact that they have a bundle of all the season passes for about $40. It truly feels like this is the end of AEW Fight Forever. So it had me thinking, if they are to make a sequel, if they are going to make a new game, because I feel like there's too much negativity around the first game to really continue working on it. And they want to say, if they are going to make a sequel, they are going to want to save some stuff, like Will Ospreay, Mercedes Moné, I almost called her Sasha Banks. All the wrestlers that didn't make the cut for the first game, we got to get in the next game, right? They got to save something for the next game, other than all the stuff that we need. So anyway, here is a list of about 10 things that the second game has to have in order to be a success. And if they hit all these marks, then 2K will finally have competition along with Ultra Pro Wrestling that is in the works. Alright, so let's get this list started. So number 1, first and foremost, and I've been preaching this since the game came out, it needs a fully featured Create a Wrestler system. We're talking full body morphin', we're talking logo, being able to put your own logos in the game, way more parts that you can actually colorize, put logos on. Not just, you can change the color of the shorts. That's it. Or you can change the color of the knee pads. You can't put logos on it or anything. We need a ton of face paints, way more hairstyles, masks. We need just everything across the board we need. And including Create a Wrestler, they really got to create a title, championship, in the next game. I feel like if they don't have Create a Championship, that's a missed opportunity. Especially if we can get the Create a Logo in there. Like, customize a logo. If we're not going to be able to upload our logos into the game, then you have to have one built into the game, kind of like Animal Crossing or any other game that has a logo builder. Armored Core, if you will. So that's the first thing. Now the second thing, and this is the most requested thing from everybody, including myself, other than creation parts for me, and that's match types. It is insane to me that story mode has match types that you cannot play in the base game. So we need all the typical match types. We're talking ladder match, we're talking Hell in a Cell. Even if AEW never did those matches, they are still a staple to wrestling games. Cage matches. They can make up stuff for the video game. It's a video game. I mean, they made up the stupid mini-games. Why not make up some match types that you can only do in the game? I'm very happy they got barbed wire matches in there. I think that's really fun. But yeah, it's just, there are so many match types that are missing from this game. They got to have it out of the gate for the next game. Number 3. Now, this is one of the reasons why I just stopped playing this game. It's full control over your stats and abilities of all the wrestlers. Not just your created wrestlers. I'm talking about the entire roster. Locking that out to how you play the season mode and then not being able to go through it again without it resetting is a death sentence for me for this game. Now, in the WWE games, I always max out all my created wrestlers so they're all equal. Very rarely do I make them low stats, but I don't play online, so before you get mad at me, don't worry about that. But full control over the stats. It's really stupid to me that they locked it to having to play through the season mode. Number 4. We need some sort of universe-style mode to have like infinite replayability. If they're only going to make like a game here and there, right? Because they weren't going to make a new game every single year. If they can get a fully featured working universe mode, that's the mode everybody will eventually flock to once they've done everything else, once they get bored of online. Well, it'll be online in universe mode. That'll be the go-to mode. They'll have to call it something else like Galaxy mode or something. I don't know. Just a play on words. And that'll be the mode that we play forever, right? We play until if we ever get another game or not. And they can keep updating it to support that mode with new features and stuff. So we need some sort of universe mode for replayability and just for fun. I love universe mode. Number 5. This is another reason why I stopped playing this game, is we need a fixed pin and submission system, or any pin and submission system. I feel like they went a little too old school with this, because in the old games there is no meter showing how close you are to kicking out, or like of a pin or getting out of submission. It's just if you have enough stamina or you're not hurt enough, you'll get out of it. In this game, I mean, you get one finisher on you and you're done. You're cooked. You have no idea if you're even close to kicking out. So we need some sort of modern fixed pin and submission system to really make that feel much better. That way matches don't just like boom. You feel cheated if you mess up and get attacked with a finisher or signature. Anyway, so just some sort of fixed pin and submission system. Number 6. Now this is a personal one to me. I know a lot of people didn't have an issue with this. We need a better countering system. Now the one in there is, I tried to get really good at it. I got okay, but without I'm not saying we need a prompt or anything like that. Just some sort of visual indicator of the timing to get the timing down. And then online they could turn that off once you get mastered it. That way that you don't feel like you're cheating or it's unfair. I just feel like to learn when to counter, because every wrestling game is different. That doesn't have the thing pop up where I press this button to counter, press this button to counter. And I hope Ultra Pro Wrestling has figured this out. But it's just the window, the timing, because in the Aki games, the ones I've been playing, especially WrestleMania 2000, the timing has to be perfect, or you won't counter, you'll just get your butt whooped. And I haven't mastered it yet, but I keep playing it, trying to master it. So it's just some sort of visual cue, like a little flash of light, or like a teeny little slowdown or something, especially when it's a finisher. Just something like that, just something to help learn the countering system to make it better. Anyway, so that's a personal thing. Number 7, a season mode that has an actual story, an original story, something like that. Back in the old wrestling games, I mean, there was, I think it was Here Comes the Pain, where if you were the champion in the next season, it forced you to lose the championship for the story mode. That way you weren't the champion forever. Like there was something where you got betrayed and you had to lose it. So I ended up maxing out how many times I've won the world championship. I hate it where the story makes you lose, but I think just some sort of original story that's replayable, branching past like the old games. I know Ultra Pro Wrestling is trying to do that. I don't know. I just feel like the way the 2K games do it is not the way to do it, where it's just literally you go menu to menu to menu, and then it's match, menu, match. And some matches you have to do the requirements in order to progress the story. You can't just play the match. So throw that out there. Forget the stupid prerequisites to progress the story. Yeah, we just need a new story mode. Like the way AEW did it was just not fun. It's just, I don't know, it felt more like an arcade game. Like you go battle to battle to battle, like in a Street Fighter. You fly over the world, you fight the final boss, and that's it. I know they had you go to the gym, but it wasn't even interactive. Like you have mini games. The mini game should have been you working out, should have been you going to the restaurant and having to eat something. I don't know. It's just, I feel like the way they approached it just wasn't it. So it's a better season mode. Number 8, fully featured online mode with rolled back netcode and banned cheat moves. More than 4 players. Mode, like ranked mode, would be without created wrestlers. Make stats the same for all characters when online. So let's say you cheat and get your created wrestler to max. You could go online and destroy other people with them. And it just becomes this endless battle of cheat, doing the cheese. So for ranked fights, they'd have to take that extra initiative to make sure it was a level playing ground. So basically everybody has the same stats. Doesn't matter who you pick. Like there's no stronger character. There's no advantage. The only difference would be the moves, right? Maybe the little guys are quicker than the big guys. The little guys can't pick up the big guys. Maybe throw that out the window too, because it's online mode. It's competitive. So that's the thing where you'd have to have the full options. There'd have to be tons of different modes to really please all the online players. I don't play online, but to me, that would get me to play online if they did all those features. All right, number 9. Now this is a minor gripe, and I know some people like these, but why are the entrances only 10 seconds long? It's fun with the interactivity, but We need full entrances in this game, or give me 20, 30-second entrances. They don't have to be this super long like the Undertaker's entrance that takes like 5 minutes, but just, something more than what's here. Or what I would prefer, and I want 2K to do this, is do what Wrestling Empire does and give us full control over our wrestlers while we enter the ring. So let's say when you come to the entrance ramp, it does a preset animation, and then or the Titantron's part, and then when you get to the ramp itself, it gives you control of your character, wrestler, where you can do taunts, go to the side, go back at the ramp if you want, and then once you get in the ring, like you can go around the ring, all the way outside the ring, go to the audience, do whatever, but once you get in that ring, the next animation takes over, and it does the preset animation that you set for your character. So just from after you get to the top of the ramp, and then in the ring, you have full control and you can do whatever you want. That would be super cool. I feel like that's the evolution of entrances. To me, having a preset entrance that's exactly the same every single time makes me want to skip it. That's just me, though. Sound off in the comments about that one. Now, number 10. If they can get all this other stuff figured out and ready to go, number 10 is one of the most requested features and would make this game last for years and years and years. It baffles me that they didn't get it in this game, and that's community creations. Now, with the lackluster creation suite, I guess that makes sense that we don't have community creations, because what would you share? There's not much you can create with the severe limited creation parts. But in the next game, if they get all this other stuff ready to go, community creations is a must. We have to have it. It's how the 2K games survive for the entire year until the next game. If the 2K games did not have community creations, the games would last a month. I don't care if they had DLC or not. Nobody would play that game all year long. Heck, I don't even think sales would be as good. Community creations is very vital to the life of any wrestling game nowadays, especially if you have a creator wrestler. You have to have community creations. It's just it's kind of a standard nowadays. So anyway, those are 10 things that I think are a must if we do get an AEW Fight Forever 2, because the way it looks, AEW Fight Forever is done. If they do decide to add more to AEW Fight Forever, which I think is a mistake personally, we'll probably just get like the wrestlers that are missing, like Will, Mercedes Moné, whoever else is missing, Paige, whatever, Soraya. There's quite a few missing, but I don't know. I feel like it's time to just cut it, renegotiate a new contract, set up some guidelines, set up some rules for both parties, because I feel like they both kind of got screwed on this deal, so we can have a better wrestling game. And they have the foundation, they have it ready to go. All they have to do is expand upon it and make it better. And the second game could be one of the greatest wrestling games ever made if they can just do all this stuff. Throw out the mini games, throw out the stupid battle royale mode for now. You can add it back later, once all this is done. And I think we could have, like I said, one of the greatest wrestling games of all time. Sound in the comments below. Is there anything I missed? And as always, stay frosty.